All right, guys, let's talk about it. I'm gonna get straight to it. What the hell is going on with these tariffs? How does it impact you? And what is the result as future hosts get onto the platform called Turo? Find out. So, guys, if you're new to the channel, again, my name is Mr. Luke Evan Brooks. Welcome to Car Share Genius, where we talk about everything above and under the sun when it talks about Turo and about the car industry and what's going on with the market. And this is very important. Today, we're going to talk about these tariffs that kicked in place. Now, for some of you, you may not be aware. So, President Trump has declared tariffs on many countries around the world, and you want to know why this impacts you. If you are going to buy a new car in a few months, probably a few weeks, prices are going to go up. And you say, well, I just get a used car. Well, again, things are going to go up because what we saw with COVID, when stuff wasn't being made, they went to the used cars. Used cars were more valuable at one point. The same thing is going to be a replay, but much worse. What we have to take in fact is that when you're trying to get a part for your vehicle, look at where your parts are at now when you go to AutoZone or Advanced Auto or wherever you go to get your parts for your vehicle. More likely not built in the United States. They're going to have something already here in stock, and usually they don't do that with the inventory with most places. It's shorthand. It doesn't keep a whole bunch of parts that sit around. You have to order it. That part has to be ordered. It has to come into America. What you think is going to happen? It's going to go up. And that's what's going to be the major impact in mind. When we talk about these things, when we talk about how this is going to impact you when you're renting your vehicle onto the platform, you can sit here and say, at the end of the day, do I take my vehicle out on a rental? What wear and tear I'm going to have? Because we're talking about tires. We're talking about oil filters, windshield wipers, all that stuff, because we don't make anything in America. Now, am I saying to be filthy? No, I'm not. But you can look at some of the stuff they're talking about right here.
But let's just reset. What do we know right now? We know that there are auto tariffs in effect right now. But coming on Saturday is that 10% universal tariff on Wednesday, higher tariffs on about 60 countries, tariffs on auto parts, foreign auto parts on May 3rd, and then maybe coming additional tariffs on lumber, semiconductors, and I'll add copper there as well. And as you mentioned, Wolf, there is talk of what this could mean for a recession. I just spoke to an analyst who says that the longer that these tariffs stay in place, the more likely that there will be a recession. We also heard from Mark Zandi from Moody's Analytics, who said if they follow through, if these tariffs go into effect, I'd buckle up and brace for impact. A recession seems more likely than not. Well,
so the news article is putting it out as, hey, this is what's going down. So you must be aware that May 5th is when you ordering spare parts for your vehicle. It's going to take effect. And you're going to have to be thoughtful of what you're doing. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say you need a stockpile, but I am going to say you need to have spares on hand. And what's that mean, spares? Windshield wipers, your oil filters, all these little knickknack stuff. Not going to say you go have a whole bunch of tires laying around. No one's doing that. But be mindful of your maintenance and whatnot. You're going to have to stay real focused. Now, what I do typically, which is also listed in the book called Starting Out on Turo, is that I build out a maintenance sheet. You can do this electronically or you can write it down. I recommend doing it electronically because at the end, you are able to track the date and the time instantly. You can share this with your team if you're working in a team to know what maintenance has been done, what maintenance needs to be completed, and what needs to be moved to the left or moved to the right. And when I say this stuff, when I say move to the left or right, it depends if you have a typical guest who's supposed to be driving your vehicle for maybe one day and you got your miles allocated to, I don't know, 250, and it's 250 miles. Okay, but they drive at 600 miles. Now that's shift your maintenance. You may have been postponing something for another month, has now occurred this week. So just take that in mind. With the tariffs that's taking place, I think that this is not going to last too long because it's going to be a major impact with people who are trying to buy vehicles. You're not going to buy a vehicle $5,000-$6,000 extra when it's already high. Remember, car prices are already at an all-time high. So you bumping up more, it's going to be very crazy. Now, people say, well, he's not going to do it to all cars. It's not going to be impacted to all all cars out here. It's going to be only impacted to non-American cars, where a lot of people have questions about how does it impact a Toyota manufacturer plant, meaning that you may have a Toyota plant down in Mississippi or Louisiana. How does that impact? I don't think it's going to have any impact at all because it's in-house. Now, a lot of people say, well, just get American cars. It doesn't matter. If it comes apart, I'm telling you right now, if a part is made in Mexico or made in Canada, guess what? It comes back to you because ultimately at the end, whether you're just buying a car for your personal use or you're buying it to get your fleet, it boils down to if you're going to actually put it on a platform or not. If you actually going to take on the cost, because at the end, that cost doesn't go to the businesses. It goes to the buyer, and that is you. And you may say, well, I might just eat this cost up for a little bit, or I might postpone. What I would do, I would start looking at used cars. I always say that. I would say never go for finance cars. You know, if you gotta go for it, but make it one or two, no more. If you really want to make a return on your vehicle, if you really want to have that true value that you need to have when you're talking about making money on Turo, go for a cash car. You can never go wrong. And even with these part situation, I'm not going to say it's not going to affect you. I will say if you let it affect you, it will affect you. And what does that mean, Luke? That means that if you sit here and stop all business, I don't want to do anything, they might break the car, this and that. It's going to happen whether you do it or not. That's why you don't put all your money and go spend it. I tell folks, as I have to explain this, you want to put money away for a rainy day, or better yet, do a warranty. I do warranties on every one of my vehicles. You can do extended warranty. An extended warranty, if something happens, a wear and break with the minus of, wear and tear, like your tires or, hey, your AC is drained, like normal stuff, it won't cover. But with the warranty that I have, it covers like, hey, it has a mechanical breakdown, I can go this route, I can go this route, or I can go this other route, and it saves you money in the long run. Yeah, you may have to be paying like an installment plan, but if you need something to go out the door and you got a used car, it's the best investment, I would say. I'm not saying get it at a dealership. You can always shop to third parties. That's one strategy that I will recommend for you to do. Additionally, make sure that you price this in. So if you feel like this tariff is going to hit you in a certain way, or you see it in a certain way, then you need to adjust your price accordingly. You don't want to set your price too low where anyone driving your car doing riffraff stuff. You set it at a nice tone. If people don't rent your car, okay, it's not going to be the end of the world. But if you set it at the right tone, if you go to Turex, which I told everyone to check out, links down below, you can actually see where you stand with the pack. If you're down at the bottom, okay, you may want to tweak that. You want to look at everyone's profile that has similar vehicles for you. Or you want to have it where you're able to go through Turex. You can look at exactly what make, model, year vehicle that compares against yours and see where you at in a pack. Then you can make your adjustments. Don't just make your adjustments real low, real high, things like that, because then you're just shooting in the dark. You want to have research on your hand where you say, I'm looking at this makes sense, maybe I need to tweak my profile, because it could be a number of things. How you tweak it, if you're going to do delivery services, you can see everything that's on Turex based off your competitor. You can see exactly how often they rent the cars, the description of the vehicles, what they pricing that, and so forth. If you really do this, guys, this will work perfectly for you as a host. Don't let this tariff mess with your head. it will have an impact, but I don't think it's going to have an impact where, oh man, I can't rent my car out anymore. You just have to be mindful. Again, to recap, my recommendation is for you to now get extended warranties. Now, I use car checks. I will drop a link down below to car checks. You can check these guys out. They're good with the warranty. They did great work on my vehicle as far as like honoring, like, hey, I got a break now. And they took care of everything that I needed to do for my Ford Edge. You can't go wrong, guys. Go with this strategy at this point in time. So when parts are expensive, the repairs are expensive, just like the man was saying in the video about, hey, he's going to have to increase prices 25% and load shed it onto the customer who comes to the shop. You won't have to feel that burden. You won't have to be like, well, dang, I got to pay extra for this. You can get this thing done and get it over with. So I hope this helps you out. I'm going to come back with this very soon. And I want to talk to you about something else too, guys. I noticed that I didn't do a webinar over the weekend. And we were at a point where when we're doing these webinars, I was getting a lot of people coming to me, asking me questions, wanting to get more help, more help, more help. What I want to do is set this up for the end of April. I want to get a big audience again. I want to answer all your questions in the best way, and I want to help you out. So we'll be dropping a link in next week's video. You'll be able to check this out. You'll be able to register. It's absolutely free. Doesn't cost you anything. If you like what I'm talking about and you want to learn more, I have over here, Starting Out on Turo, the book. Check that book out. This is going to get you in the right direction. How you check this out is go down to the link down below in the description, and you can go ahead and get your copy. Additionally, I have this course up here. It's called Car Share Genius, literally what the channel is. This is a more interactive course, more in-depth, where you get to see me, you get to see what I'm talking about. You actually go through the whole 28 modules, and it gets you into the right mindset on getting your car, your fleet, running it fully remotely. That's what I'm doing right now. As you saw the guy come over here, I'm not in America. I'm literally living in Bahrain. I'm literally working the Turo fleet out of the country. Turo is not in Bahrain. I dare you to look it up. It's not. They're not here. And I want to teach you more about that. But you definitely got to check out the course. Prices have went up. I had way too many students that were going around. There's too many students, guys. So I had to raise the price, you know. I want to make sure that you're aware of that. But don't let that price get in your way of living your true dreams, okay? Don't let that price sign mess your head up. Definitely check it out. Links down below. If you found value in this video today or this evening, make sure you give me a like. Make sure you comment down below what you liked about the video or if you had questions. And definitely make sure you subscribe. My name is Mr. Luke M. Brooks, and I will see you next time. Take care. I'm about to roll out of here. It is a Thursday. They are going crazy out here. As you've seen people running up to my car. Talk to you later, guys. Take care.